All right, so today's lesson, we're going to learn one of the most foundational breathing techniques in the Tantric system. Right? We've all heard the term breath of fire. Right? In Sanskrit, the word for this is Kapalabhati. Kapalabhati translates to skull shining breath. And the reason they call it that is because you are literally pumping the core muscles and the lungs in such a way that you're moving creative energy and Kundalini Shakti, right? Divine, feminine, creative force up the spine and flooding the brain with it. So hopefully you'll see at the end of our practice today, right? After consistently engaging with this breathing pattern and with the certain muscles and with the certain way that we breathe, you're going to feel like there's like a glimmering or like shining sensation in the head. So you're like shining the dome with prana, with light, right? Bringing light and power and energy from the core up Shushuna, up the central channel, up into the brain and filling the brain with energy. This is a massively, massively helpful breath for increasing energy, increasing creativity, also just really calming your nervous system too. Even though it excites the breath, it's like a hyperventilation breath. It actually calms your nervous system. So it like keeps you elevated but calm and focused at the same time. So it's funny how that works with a lot of these breathwork techniques. So we're gonna break this down to the most fundamental level, right? There's a bunch of different ways you can do this, a bunch of different applications, a bunch of different things and exercises you can pair it with, but we're going to break it down in my 12 plus years of teaching this breathing technique to the most fundamental areas that need the attention. So the first is, of course, the abdominal. The second is the low abdominals, right? And the sex organs. And the third area is the glutes. And then the fourth area is, of course, the low back. So by really affecting all these areas, you're going to get a um, total awareness of the entire pelvic bowl, right? So the core isn't just your six-pack abs, right? It's the deep transverse abdominis, which are these muscles that extend across, right? Trans means across from one side to the other. So you really target these deep muscles that are responsible for proper respiration and proper core strength. Right? Sex organs, of course, the pubococcygeal, I think I'm saying that right, pubococcygeus muscles, the PC muscles that are responsible also for core strength. And then, of course, like the obliques, the glutes, the low back, this entire bowl-like area is responsible for proper respiration and proper core strength. You can't reach these muscles any other way other than certain breathing techniques, right? Obviously, you can do your squats and your crunches, and that will target some of the muscles here. But to really get the deep, deep muscles that are responsible for helping to generate this creative energy, you can only target them by doing certain breathing techniques like this. So the reason this is so powerful, and there's many reasons, but one of the main reasons from an energetic perspective is you have something called your dantian. This is actually a term that I learned when I practiced Kung Fu for a while and martial arts. It's an energy reservoir that is situated here. The dantian is basically your energy reservoir. It's like where the battery pack lies. And in the yogic system, all 72,000 energy channels from the extremities of the body to the core of the body, they all bundle up here, like they say, like the end of a horse's tail, right? They're all bundled up here. So when you snap and activate and fire up this part of the body, you are activating all the energy. It's like you're plugging into the circuit and you're shooting energy into the base of the circuit and lighting up the whole system with energy. So all of the organs, all of the energy channels, the entire system, all the chakras in the body get a blast of energy from this one practice, right? Which is why it's so powerful and why it's such a staple in the classical tantric breathwork system. I love this breathwork technique. I think by the end of it, you're going to feel so good. In fact, I know you're going to feel so good. You're going to feel elevated, calm, and focused, which is a perfect place to be in order to create. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing we'll focus on is the rhythm. Find a nice steady rhythm of breath, breathing forcefully out through the nose and relaxed back in through the nose. You're allowing the breath to enter. You're not pulling the breath back. And the forcefulness happens on the exhale. Find that steady rhythm and breathe. And if you need to go at halftime, that's fine. Whatever works for you. Just make sure you're getting the form right. Good. Snapping the belly back forcefully, activating the core muscles here, blowing the air out the nose, and relaxing and allowing the core muscles to return back to their natural place. Good. So that's about a minute. Let's start to activate with our mind the actual muscles and groups that need activating in order for this to be done properly. So bring your awareness to the core. Just bring awareness to the belly. Snap the belly back. Feel the muscles deep inside the core contracting and relaxing, contracting and relaxing. And really focus on not straining and killing yourself per se, but just make sure that you are getting a good pull, a good activation. You can visualize red hot energy building in the core, expanding, building a reservoir of heat and prana in the core. And make this a meditation, right? Everything we do eventually should become meditative. Meditation is literally to become familiar with. So you're becoming familiar with the breathing patterns of your body, how the muscles contract and relax, how they build heat, how they build energy, bringing awareness to various body parts so that we can build a fantastic human system. Right? Ultimately, this is to create better quality of life, which is done by being a better creator. When you're a better creator, things come to fruition quicker, more pleasantly, more aligned for you. The most fantastic creators I've ever seen have fantastic relationships with their body, whatever that means. Tantra is a great system because it takes in the entire system, the body, the mind, and the breath or the spirit. This exercise recruits all three. Good. So now take your awareness down to the deeper abdominals. So a little bit lower, kind of down by where the bladder is, pulling the deep abdominals and maybe even recruiting some of the external sides of the abdominals, so the obliques as well. So now you have the solar plex region, the lower navel region, and some of the obliques recruiting, pulling back, 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 snapping, snapping, snapping. Good. Don't forget to enjoy this process, right? Enjoy it. This is your time for you to develop a relationship with yourself. If you're feeling lethargic, right, or depressed, or you just really don't have a ton of excitement or motivation, this is such an amazing practice for that. You're literally building and stoking the fire of desire in your system. The goddess says that the greatest gift of all is desire, right? The yogic texts say this. The greatest gift of all is desire. Having the excitement and the want to go and do things and create things and be things. Desire is the greatest gift. It is the first human emotion, and it starts in your root, right? Muladhara. Desire begins here. So we're stoking that desire and that fire and pushing it and sending it up the spine and spreading it through the rest of the body. Good. If you need to take breaks, remember to take breaks. We're getting a full workout today of these particular muscles, so just go at your own pace. Eventually, you'll be conditioned enough to where this is second nature. Okay, good. Now, continue to snap back these muscles. Now bring your awareness down to the pelvic floor, the sex organs, the perineum, the urethra, and the anus, right? All those fun muscles down there. Start to activate. Gently, and I cannot stress this enough, gently pulsing these organs. You don't want to be squeezing or straining. Just gently pulse. Good. And pulse them in conjunction with the navel, the solar plex, the obliques. Good. Don't let the mind wander. See if you can allow your brain and your mind to really drop into the muscles. Dive deep into your body. What are the cells doing here? What is the tissue doing here? How is your body responding to this exercise? Good. Very nice job. Last few seconds here. Remember, total awareness of the total abdominal area, the solar plex, the navel, the obliques, and the sex organs, all pumping in unison. Good. Keep breathing. And now bring awareness to the glutes. You should be sitting, right, for this exercise. So you can feel your glutes or your sits bones pressed into the earth. Feel the glute muscles, the muscles you would normally activate in a squat or any sort of leg movement, leg activation. See if you can gently activate the glutes. And this is a interesting concept. You're not necessarily crunching the glutes tightly. It's more of a small psychic activation. You are squeezing the glutes, but the most important thing is that you're aware that the energy is activating in these muscle groups. And the best way to activate the energy in the muscle group is literally just to activate the muscle. But you can activate the energy without an intense squeeze. So now activating the glutes, the sex organs, the navel, the solar plex, and the obliques all at once. Good. Focus. Stay really present. The more present you are, the better. The more benefit you receive from these practices. Really catch yourself as your mind wanders to completely irrelevant things and just bring it back to the breath, the breath, the breath. Good. Very nice. Bring it back to the muscles. A few more seconds here, activating the glutes, activating the sex organs, activating the navel, the solar plex, and the obliques, the outer areas of the abdominals. Amazing. Now, finally, bring awareness to the low back, the multifidus muscles, the muscles just above the glutes. And you can kind of bring your awareness to the muscles like slightly up and around the low back, and start to gently activate these muscles. So think about that. You now have the front body, the low part of the body, and the back body all activating together in conjunction with the breath. This is so powerful. Feel this. Snap it back, breathe, build more energy, more enthusiasm without straining. See if you can find that. Good. Focus on the low back. And remember, this could be more of a psychic activation. It doesn't have to be an intense physical clench. You should just have the awareness that this part of the body is activating. The energy here is firing up. So we have solar plex, the navel, the obliques, the sex organs, the glutes, and the low back all firing up in conjunction. Right? Feel that whole pelvic bowl firing up, firing up, firing up. Good. Remember to make sure that you are being intelligent with this. Listen to your body, make sure you don't overdo it, but do not be lazy. You want to find that perfect balance between will and surrender. Good. Take a break. Breathe in fully. And hold at the top. Gently squeeze the pelvic floor. Squeeze the muscles of the core. Squeeze, squeeze. Shoulders gently roll back. The chin drops down. Feel the straight, long spine. Holding Kumbhaka, the breath hold. This helps build prana and shakti and unlocks the flow of hidden energy in the body. Gently hold. Look up, release the muscles, and exhale. Great job. Super great job. Your whole core should be active right now. All right, we just spent about 10 minutes plus warming up this entire region, really conditioning it. So just take a few breaths. We're going to do one more round. We'll go for about 90 seconds, and we're going to go faster. So we're going to apply everything. Remember, the solar plex, the navel, the obliques, sex organs, glutes, and back, all active. Okay? And pump it out. If you are still working up to this rhythm, that's fine. Do your best to keep up with me and keep up with this pace. Ready? Let's go. And really build the fire, right? So this is called breath of fire for a reason. You're stoking, again, as we said, the inner fire of desire. This is such a powerful exercise. If you can nail this practice down, you can apply it to so many different exercises in the Tantric system and outside of the system. So weightlifting, running, lovemaking, there's so many different physical exercises that you can use this and pair it with that are just gonna absolutely increase the energy cultivation. Fire up the core, the navel, the solar plex, the obliques, the sex organs, the glutes, the low back. Feel that entire pelvic bowl. See it, feel it, revel in it. Let it feel good. Let it feel fiery. Let it feel intense. Enjoy the intensity. Feel that energy and see it moving from the core all the way up the spine into the brain. and visualize this energy moving up the spine into the brain, flooding the brain, washing it, nourishing it, cleansing it. Yes. Almost there. Good. About 10, 15 seconds. Pump, pump, pump. Don't strain. Just move with enthusiasm. Good. And fully in. Hold your breath. Gently squeeze the pelvic floor. Draw back the muscles of the navel. Squeeze the obliques. Drop the chin. Shoulders back. Body soft. Spine is tall and long. And just hold this. Feel the energy rushing up from the core, up the spine, flooding the brain like a river of energy on its own. Good. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Lift the chin, release the muscles, and exhale. Amazing job. Nice job. Good. Just sit for a second. Breathe, relax normally, and feel the new energy in your body. That was really short. That was, 15 minutes. Right? Just a simple breakdown of a very, very classic Tantric pranayama, right? Tantric breathwork. Feel the new energy in your brain, in your body, in your cells. Enjoy it and see what you can create with this. Well done. All right, so I hope that was super informative for you. I feel amazing right now. Even after doing that for 12 plus years, every time I come back to it, I'm just blown away by these practices. I feel a bit high, right? A bit elevated, but also very grounded, right? There's clarity, there's more energy, there's more freshness. You pumped out stale air from the lungs, you replaced it with fresh air. You have more oxygen in your blood, you have more energy in your system. My hands feel like they're vibrating, right? All my nadis, the energy channels in my body, are lit up. The reason this is so powerful, and there's many reasons, but one of the main reasons from an energetic perspective is you have something called your dantian. This is actually a term that I learned when I practiced Kung Fu for a while and martial arts. It's an energy reservoir that is situated here. The dantian is basically your energy reservoir. It's like where the battery pack lies. And in the yogic system, all 72,000 energy channels from the extremities of the body to the core of the body, they all bundle up here, like they say, like the end of a horse's tail, right? They're all bundled up here. So when you snap and activate and fire up this part of the body, you are activating all the energy. It's like you're plugging into the circuit and you're shooting energy into the base of the circuit and lighting up the whole system with energy. So all of the organs, all of the energy channels, the entire system, all the chakras in the body get a blast of energy from this one practice, right? Which is why it's so powerful and why it's such a staple in the classical tantric breathwork system. So I love this practice. Whip it out whenever you need it. It's so powerful. It cuts through all the BS and it just gets you right into this creative flow. So I hope you enjoyed this. Use it, play with it, be wise, and be consistent. And we'll see you in the next one.